All right, good morning. Welcome to the 294th District Court. My name is Chris Martin. I'm going to call this morning's criminal docket. When you hear your name, please say present or here. Bryce Carroll. You got to say present or here because I might not look up, Mr. Carroll. Mr. Carroll, can you hear me? Okay, that's what I saw you raise your hand, but I got to hear you. Kaylin Cheatham. Tammy Crocker. Nicholas Duncan. Here. Brian Hart. Bobby Jordan. Alicia Joyner. Jordan Manning. Here. Shane McLeod. Here. Guy McSpadden. Here. Vincent Offord. Vincent Offord. Eddie Pate. Isaiah Rosser. Isaiah Jabrier Rosser. David Shields. Jacob Stanford. Kendrick Willis. Ian Gray. Devin Bailey. Charles Brown. Stephen Martinson. Michael Patterson. Gina Prox. Junior Spence. Hector County Jail. Amy Sykes. Misty Tadlock. Misty Amber Tadlock. Stephen Templeton. Stephen Marcus Templeton. Yeah, I'm calling Stephen Templeton. Do you have that on your docket? It's not on my docket. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Okay. Kobe Wilcott, CR 2557, appears to be in custody in Henderson County. Will we be zooming Henderson County in today? Justin Yeager. Karen Kirby. Larry Stanford. Larry Charleston Stanford. Didn't we already have a warrant out for Mr. Stanford? Is this a different case? This is the same case. Okay. But he's not been arrested on that warrant to our knowledge of. Anthony Fernandez. Wilford Moore. Anyone else in the courtroom? You've not heard your name called? Mr. White, you ready? Yes. Who would you like first, sir? Wilford Moore. You'll come forward, sir. Come forward. This is cause number CR 25-82, State of Texas versus Wilford. Kenneth Moore. We're set for pretrial.
Yes. We were having issues with some of the videos that we were put up into the portal. Miss Sullivan has been with Miss Abney trying to get that rectified. We'll just need another pretrial.
Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
You know how long you guys need to get the videos working?
It shouldn't take real long, Your Honor, honestly. unless there's a problem with the,
You can come back on July 10th.
yes, that'd be fine.
All right, court sets Mr. Moore for additional pretrial July 10th. That'll be at 9 a.m. Once he gets his notice, he's free to go, Mr. White. Mr. Fernandez, if you'll start making your way forward, please. Come on, start coming forward, please. Larry Stanford's not here. This is cause number CR 25-73, State of Texas versus Anthony Paul Fernandez for docket call.
Your Honor, I've got some information additionally that I haven't given to the state that I'm gonna need some time to get over to them. And that's my fault. I just hadn't had a chance to do that, given my situation.
Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
July 10th, enough time, Mr. White?
Yes, sir, it should be.
All right, court sets Mr. Fernandez for additional docket call July 10th, 9 a.m. Once he signs, it's free to go. Thank you, Mr. White. You're done for the day, right? I'll see you on this afternoon, right?
That's sir.
I don't see you this afternoon.
I'm not on it.
Mr. Gray, you'll come forward. Hey, Mr. Gray, I'm gonna have you come up here just because I'm gonna have an attorney on Zoom and I want you to be able to see him. Is this screen showing Zoom people are here? All right, stay right. Yeah, back up just a little bit and this way a little bit. There you go. So we can see. All right, good morning, Mr. Elliott.
Morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for letting me appear by Zoom.
Absolutely. This is cause number CR 24-99, State of Texas versus Ian Perry Gray. Ms. Brumbelow has some medical issues, had filed a motion for continuance. I believe the state objected to that. And so today, Mr. Elliott, I believe that you're standing in on behalf of Ms. Brumbelow. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any announcements from the defense or the state on Mr. Gray's case? State, where are we at on offers to Mr. Gray?
Your Honor, the offer that was extended at the beginning of the case was for deferred probation. The length to be determined just by how long restitution, enough time for restitution to be paid. We've not heard any kind of whether there's consideration or counter offer to that.
Are there any other issues that you're aware of in the case regarding whether or not Ms. Brumbelow has all discovery or any other issues? We're just trying to give information to the state.
Your Honor, as far as I'm aware, she has all the discovery that at least the state has made all the discovery available in the portal. I believe Ms. Brumbelow was waiting for some information relating to a civil lawsuit, which is where last time we had set it out and had agreed that if she needed an additional docket call, which would have been today for the final announcement on where she's at with that. Beyond that, Your Honor, state has no information.
Mr. Elliott, do you have any information from Ms. Brumbelow?
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm working on very limited information. I have talked to Ms. Brumbelow, and I know she is in a procedure right now. And I know she's ill and she has several medical appointments with specialists set up over about the next month to 6 weeks to try to figure out exactly what's going on. And based on my conversation with her, she is not ready right now, and she's filed a motion for continuance, and I would just respectfully request that the case be reset. I know right now she's not ready to move forward due to medical issues.
It's Boston State. Ready for trial.
Your Honor, state's ready for trial at this point.
All right, I'm going to grant Ms. Brumbelow one last docket call. I'm going to set it in August. Mr. Gray, are you in contact with your attorney? Yes, sir. You are? Okay. All right, I'm gonna set Mr. Gray for a final docket call. I'm gonna set it in August. We're gonna set it. August 12th. And Mr. Elliott, we're gonna have Mr. Gray fill out a notice of appearance, so he's gonna get a copy of this, and then we can email that to Ms. Brumolo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So we're gonna do that for August 12th, and that'll be at 9 AM, and that'll be the final docket call. So on that date, what you can relay to Ms. Brumolo is on August 12th. I either need an announcement that the case is getting resolved, being passed by agreement, or we're gonna set it for some type of trial.
Thank you, Your Honor. And again, thank you for letting me appear by Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here. All right, thank you, Mr. Elliott.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir, please.
Hope you have a good day, sir.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bring in Mr. Wine. Bobby Jordan. Want to stay right there? I want to bring your attorney in. He's going to be on Zoom.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning, Mr. Weiner. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm sorry I'm not in a code. I just pulled over. I'm on the road.
I understand. This is cause number
Thank
CR 25-80, State of Texas versus Bobby Eugene Jordan. We are set for arraignment and status for him to hire an attorney. The court finds that Mr. Justin Weiner has filed a letter of representation as counsel for Mr. Jordan. Mr. Weiner, have you had an opportunity at all to review the indictment and be prepared for arraignment?
Honestly, Judge, I have not. We were retained yesterday afternoon and I wasn't in the office, so I apologize. I don't think I've ever asked for more time for an arraignment setting, but
That's all right. Well, today is the 12th. What if we reset you for? Let's see, this is a man delivery, first degree. What if I reset you for both arraignment and pretrial on August 12th or 14th, and then you could get him in and file a waiver?
I believe I can make the 14th work, Judge.
14th. All right, court sets Mr. Jordan in for arraignment and pretrial August 14th at 9 AM. We'll have Mr. Jordan sign a notice of appearance, and then we'll send him on his way.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Weiner. Appreciate you being here.
I do have another case set this morning, Judge.
Oh, do you? Sorry.
I believe I have Larry Stanford and then Terry Kirby as well.
Mr. Stanford's not here. Called his name, and I think we had a nice eye under advisement for a while, and he didn't appear. So I think there's an active warrant for Mr. Stanford. Nevertheless, he's not here. You want me to call Miss Kirby?
I understand, Judge.
Karen Marie Kirby. This is cause number CR 25-49, and Miss Kirby is set for pretrial. Go ahead, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, I received a notification from the state that I got the discovery, I believe, on Monday. I have not had a chance to download it or review it since then, so I am not ready for pretrial at this time.
Any objection from the state to resetting pretrial?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, court resets pretrial for Ms. Kirby. Can we do this one a little sooner? Mr. Weiner, since you've got discovery, can we do July 8th or 10th?
Take a look. The 8th would be great, Judge.
Okay, court sets Ms. Kirby then for pretrial July 8th at 9 a.m. We'll have her sign a notice of appearance and she'll be on her way.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you letting me appear via Zoom this morning, Judge.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, Mr. Weiner. We'll see you soon.
Y'all have a good one.
You as well. Mr. Manning, who are you ready on?
Judge,
Devin Bailey. No. What are we doing? What are we doing? No, sir, listen, slow down, listen. Go back where you were. Go back where you were. Come on down. See that first row? I keep it empty for you. See this front row? There you go. Cut through there. You're good. All right. Cause number CR 25-29, State of Texas versus Devin Lee Bailey. We're set for pretrial. Go ahead, Mr. Manning.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Bailey and I have reviewed the discovery in his case. We have no contested pretrial issues. We would request to be set for docket call. Additionally, Judge, it is my understanding that the state has information that may lead to a dispositive resolution in this case. So if we could possibly set it out in a time frame that gives them opportunity to follow up on their information, that would be appreciated.
Would July 10th be enough time?
July 10th should work, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Court sets Mr. Bailey then for docket call July 10th. 9 a.m. Once he signs, he's free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Brown here, Charles Brown. Stephen Martinson. This is cause numbers CR 25-50-51.
Judge,
Pretrial.
Mr. Martinson and I have had an opportunity to review the discovery in this case and prepare defenses. At this time, we have no contested pretrial matters at this time. A request to be set on the docket call announcement.
All right, court will set Mr. Martinson for docket call July 10th at 9 a.m. And Mr. Manning, Mr. Martinson needs to report to the sheriff's office to get fingerprinted for TRN purposes. And I have an order. So Mr. Martinson, I need you to take these orders and appear at the jail with your photo ID so that they can take fingerprints so that they can report them to the state. You're not going to be detained any longer than it takes to take your fingerprints, dressed out or anything like that. They just have to take your fingerprints and report them to the state.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I do now.
Don't have no heart attack on it. Michael Patterson. This is cause number CR 25-15. We're set for pretrial. Mr.
Yes,
Patterson.
Judge, I've had an opportunity to sit down with Mr. Patterson, go over the discovery, prepare any defenses that we may have, or mitigation as well. We received an offer in this case. My client is requesting time to weigh that offer as well as research some things that may impact whether or not he accepts that offer. If we could have a normal amount of time, I should be able to confirm that with the DA's office today. And we make our decision.
All right, court finds there are no pretrial motions. Sets Mr. Patterson for docket call July 10th. 9 a.m. Once he signs, he's free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Gina Brock's here? No?
Judge, I know that Ms. Prox is coming from Oklahoma. And so I believe I heard earlier that she was running a little bit late. I will check with her in just a moment. Additionally, Judge, to let you know, we do have some, we'll be requesting a reset on her case for, additional investigation.
Justin Yeager? This is cause number CR 24-308. For docket call.
Judge, the state and defense will request a longer reset. I believe we may be able to work this case out, but there are a couple things from the defense side as well from the state side that we would like to have squared away before we finalize the plea offer.
State's in agreement, Your Honor.
How much time, Mr. Wayne?
Judge, if we can have 60 days.
All right, court sets Mr. Yeager for a final docket call, August 14th. At 9 a.m. Ms. Sykes, Tammy Sykes.
Judge, if I may, if we can recall her case, we have a agreement.
Hang on, Ms. Sykes. Your attorney says he's not ready. But
We have an agreement and we're gonna be complete that paperwork in the hallway.
have a seat and then y'all talk outside. Court call CR 25-115-116 state versus, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, court call Stephen Marcus Templeton. And so Mr. Templeton is in custody in the Beto unit, to my understanding.
Yes, Judge.
I believe we're set for arraignment in both of those. Do we have any information from the state as to whether we're requesting a bench warrant or you're gonna continue 1245 or continue your prosecution?
Your Honor, state would be requesting a bench warrant.
Our court's going to reset Mr. Templeton to August 14th for arraignment. In each case, we'll request a bench warrant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge,
It's not very good.
Judge, Miss Tadlock is here. If you would like to take up her cases.
Ms. Tadlock, this is cause numbers CR 25-110, 111, 112, 113, 114. I believe that we are set for arraignment. Court finds that Mr. Jonathan Manning has recently been appointed as counsel. Go ahead, Mr.
Judge, if I may, before we take up the arraignment, on Tuesday, I was appointed to Mr. Tadlock's case. That is the spouse of Miss Tadlock. When they came in to meet on Tuesday, I did not realize that I represented Miss Tadlock. I thought her name sounded familiar. I spoke to Miss Tadlock this morning and explained to her potential conflicts that may exist. I don't believe there are any at this point in time, but there may be potential conflicts. I explained to her the process of that, and also asked that she reach out to Mr. Tadlock to see if he had any objection. At this point in time, there's no objection to me representing both Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock. And so I was just wanting the court to be aware of that situation and the waiver of those potential conflicts.
Okay.
Judge, Ms. Tadlock's name is spelled correctly. She understands the charge against her as well as the range of punishment in each case. She pleads not guilty and requests to be set on the pretrial docket.
All right, court finds that Ms. Tadlock, having waived the formal requirements of arraignment, enters her plea of not guilty into the record on each cause. Court sets Ms. Tadlock for a pretrial hearing. Is that July 10th? Too soon?
No, Judge, that should be fine.
Should be fine. Court sets Ms. Tadlock then for pretrial July 10th in each case.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Tadlock, have you met with the pretrial release officer for the court, Mr. West?
I couldn't hear. Have I met, on Tuesday where I filled out that
Tuesday,
paper?
Mr.
Yes,
West, okay. Also, I wanted to make sure.
yes, sir.
She should be excused.
Yeah, she's free to go.
So I'm done.
On Mr. Wilcott's. Are we,
I haven't seen.
okay. In that case, then I'll step out and begin work on Miss Sykes' case. Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. I was just handed paperwork for Mr. McLeod.
That's okay. Go ahead, step out, deal with Ms. Sykes, and then you'll have time to talk with them.
Yes, Judge.
I've got some other things I can do, and that'll give you time to go over the arraignment.
Thank you, Judge. Sure.
Alicia Joyner. Ms. Joyner, come on up here. This is cause number CR 20-127, State of Texas versus Alicia Renee Joyner. Ms. Joyner, you're here today asking the court to extend your period of community supervision. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I just got out of treatment. I just need one more time to do my doctor.
Okay. And you understand that by extending your probationary period, you would also incur additional probation fees and UA fees.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're asking the court to extend you for an additional 6 months. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That would mean that your new expiration date would be February 1st of 2026. And Ms. Joyner, has anyone threatened, forced, or pressured you to ask the court to extend your probationary period? All right, then the court approves the amendment to the conditions of community supervision. I've signed that. Let me give this to Ms. Burns and she'll give you a copy. Go ahead and see them, okay?
Go this way.
Ms. Burns, do you need to see Ms. Joyner? Yeah. Go back and have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. David Shields. Sanctions. All right, good morning, Mr. Shields. This is your sanctions court hearing and cause number CR 22-363. I see, Mr. Shields, that you complied with the court's orders to pay $130 to probation and you began your trauma group, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so all that looks good.
I paid 130 this morning. Didn't realize I still owe another 20. I'll pay here in just a little bit.
Okay. They had you in compliance, so yeah, if you'll go ahead and get caught up, that would be great. What I'm gonna do is, today is the 12th. I'm gonna have you come back on July 29th. And so I need you to do the same thing, pay 130 to probation and continue to do your trauma group. And I'll give you
Pay another 130.
another 130.
I just paid 130 this morning.
Okay, well, if you are caught up, then probation records will reflect that, but that's what I need to see a proof of, okay? And they may be wanting 130 for July, sure,
About receipt this month.
I understand, but today is June.
Yeah.
June 12th, I'm having you come back on July 29th.
Yes, sir.
They may want another 130 to cover July, that may only cover June, I don't know.
I think it covers this past month and this month.
Then you'll work it out with your probation
No
officer.
problem.
If they say that you're good, then you're good, okay? I'm gonna give you a little bit of a carrot here, okay? If you stay in your trauma group and you're caught up, then I'm gonna let you out of sanctions court next month. But you're gonna come back on the 29th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You need I guess. Copy this. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Duncan. All right, Mr. Duncan, this is sanctions court hearing and cause number CR 19-285. I see that you are in compliance still. You paid your court collections fee, you've paid your probation fees. I'm gonna have you come back on July 29th and do the same thing, 100 to probation, 100 to court collections. You do that, then I will let you out of sanctions court next month.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll have you sign right here, get your date, you'll be free to go. Gordon Manning. All right, Mr. Manning, this is sanctions court hearing. It looks like the last time we were here, I ordered you to do 3 things and we conditioned a day in jail on each one of those for failure. I think we did 15 hours community service, $75 towards your probation fees and $50 towards your court clerk fees. Did you get any of those done?
I paid the fees yesterday. I haven't got the chance to report to material yet. I have paperwork right here showing my community service.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna recall you, come over here and meet with Officer Matura, show her your receipts and all those things, and then come back out here and I'll recall your case. Tammy Crocker? All right, Ms. Crocker, this is your sanctions court hearing in CR 05-63. So Tammy, it looks like it says failed to comply on your probation fees and restitution fees.
I
Did
paid
you
them
pay the
on Friday.
recently?
I paid on Friday.
Paid on Friday. Do you have your receipt with you?
Can I, boot up my phone?
Yes, yes, ma'am. You pay each one in full?
Yes, 190. Sorry, I turned it off. Let me.
It's okay, yeah.
You paid the whole thing, get certified? Yes, the whole 190. Did you pay the probation part too? No. I just pay all. This goes to the. Oh, I went to the. Do the pay CSCD? Yes,
Okay,
yes.
All right, Ms. Crocker, court finds that you have complied with the court's orders regarding probation fees and restitution.
Yes, sir.
So, Tammy, I'm gonna go ahead and release you from sanctions court today, but I want you to know that you need to continue this strict pattern of compliance.
Yes, sir.
Just because I'm not bringing you back in here doesn't mean that they're not
Yes, sir.
collecting that, paying attention
I
to it,
understand.
reporting that to me, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I feel like we've got you back on the right track. You just need to stay there on that track.
Yes, sir.
Get off track, you're gonna come back here,
Yes, sir.
okay? All right, so stay on track.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Sanctions court hearing guides, the expense, CR 20-6. All right, Mr. Spratt, we had a 3-day jail buyback sanction on the last court date. One of those was $20 probation. It says that you filled it for 5.
Yes, sir. I paid either yesterday or late, the day before. And I have the receipts. I paid 120 on one and 100 on the other. Instead of the 80.
Everybody.
I have 16 hours, Your Honor. I picked up my hours that I owe from my PO. I'm having issues getting them turned in from the establishment where I go. I have a question. Can I do some of my hours at the first Monday? Even though I'm assigned to Wood County? So I appreciate that, because if I can arrange that, I'm trying to get it knocked out, Your Honor.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's have you come back on July 29th. Let's do 120 to probation. Uh, 80 to court collections. And 20 hours.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna keep the jail 5 at once, okay?
Yes, sir.
Day jail for each one of those you got through.
Yes, Your Honor.
And before you leave, why don't you talk to Officer Mature over here or go see your PO and set up community service with the information for first Monday. Come in on a Thursday, work for Sunday, you can knock out 50 hours.
Yes, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Found this notice. Okay, good. This is cause number CR 25-78, State versus Brian Lee Hart. Mr. Hart, we're set for arraignment and status on hiring attorney. I have a note here that you've indicated that you believe that you can have an attorney hired within, if you had 2 more weeks. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who have you been talking with?
Jeff White.
And have you started saving up money to retain Mr.
Yeah,
White?
yes, sir. I told him I had 1,500, but the jobs we got going has been red tagged, so gotta wait on the inspectors and stuff, and need at least 2 more weeks, Your Honor. Get all that cleared up there.
All right, Mr. Hart, what I'll do is I'll give you till July 8th, okay? I'm gonna reset you to July 8th.
Appreciate you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'm gonna have you sign this notice of appearance.
Right.
Once you get that, then you're free to go. Let Mr. White know if that's who
Okay.
you end up hiring that you're.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of it. When I come back in, we gonna walk up in there like king.
Okay,
Promise.
let's see it then.
How you doing, Miss Pat?
Doing good.
All right.
See you back on the.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good day, sir.
Right, Chief. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, sir. That has happened. That has happened for sure. Still haven't seen him for a second. I mean, I'm in no hurry to John, but it was about 53 minutes ago, or actually, yeah, 53 minutes ago, they were supposed to be. Well, you said 9:30 or not? 9:30, so 20 minutes ago. Mr. Cheatham. Sanctions Court. All right, this is a sanctions court hearing for Kalen Cheatham, CR 22-205. Mr. Cheatham, why were you late to court?
My tires are extremely bald on my car in the front, so every time I hit a little patch, it'll take it to the left and the right. So that's the reason I was late today.
I really need you to be here on time. If it's raining, you need to leave earlier.
Sir,
All right, I gave you 3 days in jail if for each one of these, a day for each one of these, 170 to probation, 100 to court collections, 20 hours community service. I'll tell you what my notes say, and then you tell me if they're wrong. I have that you paid 100 towards your probation fee. Is that right?
yes, sir.
Have you paid more since then?
Yes, sir. I paid 150 today.
You paid an additional 150?
Yes, sir.
So you've paid 250 total?
Yes, sir.
And then I've got, you were to pay 100 to court collections, and it says that you didn't pay any to court collections. Did you pay any to court collections?
My court collections, I couldn't do it online, so that's why I was coming in to actually pay it today. And for the community service, I seen my PO out there in Dallas on the 9th. I believe it was the 9th or the 8th. She gave me this paper. They're gonna give community service hours for this job fair that they're having on the 17th. I believe the 17th. And she said that I could get them to sign off for the community service hours.
So you didn't get any community service hours?
I started a second job, so it was, yeah, it's been hard.
So you were ordered to pay 270 total, 170 to probation, 100 court collections. You said that you paid 100 to probation, and then you came in and paid an additional 150. When did you do that?
Actually, it was last night.
Last night. So you paid an additional 150. So you've paid 250 towards a 270, but you paid them all to probation?
Yes. So, and then I was just gonna use the card up here at the desk for the court collections. Cause I have that 100 for sure.
Say that again.
I have that 100 for sure.
How much community service can you get from the job fair?
I believe it's like, she said it was like 8 or 9 companies that'll be there. So she said for each one that I go to, it'll be like, it depends on how long I'm there to. But she was like, it could be 2 hours for one of them. It just depends on, I guess, which company it is.
So this is, if you go to the job fair and interview with a company, they give you community service?
Yes, sir. If it's, and I don't have to interview with them, she said I just gotta go, actually just go up there and talk to them. So she was like, make sure that you go in and talk to them, and they'll sign every, desk that I go to, they sign. And,
So why do you get community service hours for doing something that doesn't benefit the community? That only benefits you.
and she said that I could do it for the community service. I was like,
You
okay.
got that in, you got that written down on is it Dallas County?
Yes, sir.
You got that written down on Dallas County
Yes, sir.
probation paperwork that says they'll give you 8 to 10 hours for,
Yes, sir. I got the paper is actually in my car. It's in the glove box.
it sounds really confusing to the court as to why you would get community service for going to a job fair where you're not actually looking for a job, you're just signing in.
Yes, sir. I feel that.
It's a lot different than working at a
Yeah, then
kitchen or
definitely other from my
church,
other
mowing
stuff I
yard
was
or
doing.
something.
Yes, sir. So I believe she said it was for like, I guess advancement or something like that. She was saying, she said that.
I'm sure it's for career advancement. She's talking about getting a better job, so you're not having to work 2 jobs. I want to make sure that you're not confused about what she's saying. To me, it sounds like she's telling you, hey, there's a job fair. You might want to go up here and see if you can get a better paying job so you can meet all your financial obligations, not have to work 2 jobs.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what it sounds like to me,
Yes, sir.
but I don't know. This is what we're gonna do, Caitlin. You're falling way behind and you've got very short time to get it done. I'm not gonna put you in jail this time for your failures, but I need you to do exactly what I tell you to do, because what I'm telling you to do is what you have to do to get off of probation.
Sir.
To the T.
Yes, sir.
So when I say 100 to or 170 to probation and 100 court collections, you can't pay 250 to probation.
Right.
Because then the court collections are not being taken care of. You may be you're paying too much to probation.
Sure.
And therefore you're not satisfying your condition. I'm gonna bring you back on July 29th.
Sir.
I need $150 to probation. Need $150 to court collections. $30 of community service. That's why I'm really worried about this job fair thing. I don't want you to spend your time doing something you're not getting credit for.
Sure.
And then, hang on, hold it up. And then for each one of those that you don't do, it'll be 2 days in jail. So 6 total. So you're looking at going to jail for a week. If you don't do this to the letter. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if you're confused about it, call your probation officer, call our probation department before you make a payment. Make sure you're paying it to the right place. If you don't know about that right now, now would be the time to come sit down and have them explain it to you again. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Free to go.
I get that done for you.
It's here, Mr. Ricker. Mr. Manning. This is sanctions court hearing for Mr. Jordan Manning. All right, Mr. Manning, so Officer Matura tells me that you did comply with everything. You didn't get it turned in on time, but you did comply. So I see that you did your community service of 15 hours, you paid your probation fees, and you paid your court fees. So all that's good. Now let's talk about the bad. So she also tells me that you admitted to drinking alcohol. Why did you drink alcohol?
Stress.
Stressed about what?
Well, for one, my house, the roof of it got ripped off last week, and I thought you were gonna throw me in jail for 3 days because I was late on my fees.
So alcohol helped that? Tell me what the alcohol did to help you with your housing situation, and what did it do to help you with your court situation?
It didn't.
It didn't. I was not going to put you in jail for being late. I'm looking for compliance, but also will give you latitude when I see that you're trying. And if you're a little bit late, as long as you show me that you're getting it done, I give grace all of the time because I understand the financial stresses. But what I don't understand is reverting to alcohol and drugs to deal with that. So Officer Matura tells me you took care of everything. I was going to let you go and bring you back another day and set some new goals. But then she tells me that she smells alcohol on you and that you admitted to drinking. So that is going to land you in jail now. So your anxiety about coming to court wasn't well founded. And all you've done is ensure your fear of going to jail you made happen. It wasn't me. You made that happen. Okay. So I can't allow you to come in here smelling like alcohol. There not be a consequence. Okay. So I'm going to put you in jail for 24 hours. And I'm going to let you pick the day that you go to jail. I'm going to bring you back on July 29th.
Do I just go to the jail and turn myself in? How does that work?
I'll tell you about that in just a minute. I'm gonna have you do 15 hours community service, $75 to your probation fees, and $50 to your court fees. And we're gonna do 3 days in jail for 1 day in jail for each one of those that you don't do. You've got to serve 1 day no matter what. So what you'll do is you'll come back here, you'll meet with the officers, you'll pick your day that you want to do. I'll give you an order. You'll take that order with your picture ID and you'll show up at the jail. They'll book you in and book you out after you do your 24 hours. So recap for me what the lesson should be here for you, Mr. Manning. What should be the lesson?
Stay on a straight and narrow path, get my shit done.
Alcohol does not help anything at all. But if you think alcohol is what the best stress reliever, then you're wrong. Straight up wrong. Okay.
So
Alcohol will lead you to prison. You're looking at 2 to 20 if you get revoked. 2 to 20. Be a real sad day in here to see a young man like yourself. How old are you?
24.
24, and you're a young man. Be a real sad day in this court if you go to prison for 20 years because you're drinking alcohol. Ain't no 6-pack worth that. Who's this here with you today?
Girlfriend?
It's your girlfriend? Think she wants to be in here when this court's sentencing you to prison because I've given you a chance to be on probation and you slip up? You think that she'd want to be here? You think your family members would want to be here? You have a real good opportunity here, Mr. Manning, to put this behind you and not be. Are you a convicted felon? You have a great chance to avoid being a convicted felon. And I've probably told you this before, and I'm sure your attorney told you this before. You get a felony conviction on your record for the rest of your life, it affects your life in every kind of aspect. Every time you get pulled over, every time you apply for a job, every time you apply for a loan, it just impacts you for the rest of your life. Forget all of the not being able to possess weapons and those things, but just your ability to make a living and support yourself and have career advancements and things of that nature. You're sitting at a crossroads right here. You're either going to pick the one that goes to convicted felon land, or you're going to pick the one that goes to, I was a young man, I screwed up, but luckily prosecution gave me a chance, the court gave me a chance, and I took it and I seized it, and my life is better for it.
Sure.
I can't push you down. I'm trying to push you down the right one, but I really can't push you. All I can do is sit there and show you the road signs and say, hey, go this way, take the high road. Okay. All right, come over here, see the officers, and they're gonna let you pick your day, and then we'll get you out of here. Mr. Carroll. This is Sanctions Court hearing CR 21-208. All right, Mr. Carroll, let's see here. I know say that you're not doing your community service and you're really delinquent on your court collections. You only made one payment. Your last payment was back in March of 2024. Says here that you left the state without permission, got a speeding ticket. All that true?
Yes, sir.
Trying to go to prison, man?
No, sir.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you are. So why are you not, tell me why you're not doing your community service?
I just recently found somebody to work with on Sundays and my only off days. So I've been doing my hours around.
Are you working the other 6 days?
Yes,
What kind of work are you doing?
I work for my stepdad. He owns a catfish restaurant in Red Oaks.
Stepdad won't let you off to go do your community service?
It's kind of hard because he's trying to open up more restaurants. So
I remember seeing your stepdad. He came to court with you for a long time, right?
Yeah.
I bet he would let you off to go do your community service.
that's actually, so it's kind of funny story. I say he's my stepdad, but he was married my mother's ex-husband. So
But he was the gentleman that was coming to court with you.
that's not him.
Who was that?
That's my mom's current husband. So my stepdad.
You can't show up to work if you're in jail, right?
That's true.
And so let him know that if you don't make time to do your community service and get it done, then you leave me no choice but to put you in jail. And then he loses a good employee, I'm sure.
That's
All right, so let's kind of look at it like it really is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna put you in jail for leaving the state, but I'm gonna put it right over here on the side, okay? Meaning that if you end up getting a motion to revoke, that little instance is gonna come back. And if the state proves that up, that could be a ground to revoke you, convict you, make you a felon, and make you look at up to 20 years in prison.
That's
So it happened, it's still there. I'm gonna deal with it right now. We'll deal with it later. Hopefully we don't deal with it at all. You do what you're supposed to. You've only got a year and a half left on community service. You do what you're supposed to, we'll leave it over there. It won't ever be an issue. If you don't do what you're supposed to, it's gonna be a big issue. It's probably gonna be the issue that sent you to prison.
that's
All right, I'm gonna have you come back on July 29th. I need you to pay $60 towards your probation fees. $300 to court collections. The reason it's so high, Bryce, is because you haven't paid in a long time. And now you've got a much shorter time to pay it because you didn't pay in all of these other months. You only got this much before you expire. So all of these months that you didn't pay are now being pushed over to this short time. So that
Could I
means
pay
you
him today? Could I pay him today?
pay all of them or just 300?
300.
Yeah, you can pay whatever you want today. Before you come back on the 29th, I'm telling you that you need to pay $300 each month until you're off probation in order to get caught up and get current. Just explain it to you why it's so high. It's because you didn't pay all these months before. So yeah, you can step over there, you can talk to them, pay your court collections. That would get you a month ahead. But you're still gonna need to pay 300 for July. You're gonna need to do that every month until you expire, okay? And then you're gonna have to do your 20 hours of community service. You're gonna have to just figure that out.
I guess.
Okay, life might suck for a little while for you, having to just work and do community service. But that's the gateway. That's the gateway to no longer having community service. That's the only way. That's the gateway to avoiding prison, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do, Bryce. I'm gonna give you a day in jail for each one of those that you don't do, okay?
Okay.
So if you come back and you say, hey, I did 4 hours community service, it's gonna be a day in jail. Hey, I only paid $20 court costs, it's a day in jail. Only paid $20 to probation, that's a day in jail. Okay? You and I have been at this for a long time.
Yes, sir.
I want to see you succeed. You're one of the few people that when I see your name, I know exactly who you are. There's a lot of these people that come in that I don't remember from month to month to month. I have to look at them and like, oh, okay, now I remember that person. You're one of these people, I see your name, I know exactly what you look like because we've been doing it for so long.
Not a good thing.
It's not good, but more so than that, I want to see you succeed.
Appreciate it.
You and I've had this talk many times. I remember we had this talk when we were in Wills Point, when this courtroom was under construction, we had to meet over there. That day, I had a long heart to heart with you, and I thought, this is a young man that's got all kinds of potential, and he's just throwing it away. All right. So the probation office, they're not done with you. They're to you, it might seem like they're picking and being hard on you, but really they're trying to help you succeed. Because it's easier just to say, okay, Bryce left the state, Bryce did this, he ain't paying, he ain't doing, you know what? They could just easily walk over to the prosecutors here and say, hey, will you file this and sign this motion to revoke, and let's arrest him, put him in an orange jumpsuit, we'll drag him in chains and have our hearing. But no one's trying to do that. But your rope is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. We just don't have much more rope to work with. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's about all I can do for you. Okay, so we'll see you back on the 29th.
Well, appreciate it.
Oh, Mr. Willis, Kendrick Willis. All right, Mr. Willis, this is Sanctions Court hearing CR 19-211. All right, Mr. Willis, I see that you paid your probation fee. You got current on that. You paid your court collections fee. What about your community service? It said that you didn't get that done. Did you get it? Did you get it done?
No, I've been working. I just started back to work, day before yesterday. Because of my heart, I was in that, AFib, and I've been in the hospital. And he didn't want me doing nothing because it was, I'm in AFib. And I just had a procedure done, it was done on the 9th. And I went back to work on the 10th. And I got another procedure they're gonna do. They're gonna do an abrasion and put stents in. And he didn't really want me to do anything. At my job, they just got me sitting down with a marker, just as the cars come by, they just mark. So I'm waiting to get that done to do it, because like I walk 5-6 steps, I'm tired, I'm out of breath.
When is your procedure coming up?
Tuesday the 17th.
Okay.
But that's the only reason I hadn't done anything is because I didn't fill out twice. I've been to the hospital twice. I got my paperwork here showing when I was in the hospital, when I got out, and they were shocking my heart to put it back in rhythm, and they had to do that twice since this month and last month, because it won't stay and it keeps going back to AFib.
Okay, I understand. All right, well, let's do this, Mr. Willis. I'm gonna work with you while you're dealing with your medical issues. On I'll have you come back on July 29th. Let's do $60 to probation. Let's do 145 to court collections. And the reason it's 145 is because we've taken the amount that you owe total.
What's the total amount? For not probation, but for court.
My notes say that you have to pay 145 a month to expire on time, which means you were set to expire in March of 27. So I don't have that exact amount, but if you want to stick around and talk with the probation officers, they can tell you what that is.
I will.
And so on community service, this is what I want to do since you're dealing with those issues. I was going to say 20 hours community service. You're obviously not going to be able to do that. So this is what I want you to do. You were on probation for driving while intoxicated, third or more, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want you to write me a 5-page paper on the dangers of drinking and driving. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So get on the internet, do some research. Do not use AI to write the paper. I've got a little tool. If I run it through there, it'll tell me if AI wrote it. I want you to write it.
I
Okay,
can't type, so it's gotta be handwritten.
that's fine.
Okay.
Handwrite is fine. That'd be even better. Dangers of drinking and driving, okay? And it can be legal dangers, it can be physical dangers, mental dangers, all of those things, all right? So 5 pages of the dangers of drinking and driving. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you 5 hours community service for that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
it'll be an hour a page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we'll get you going. And once you get back in good shape with your heart, then we'll look at, doing some other things to get you caught up on community service. Okay. All right, they're going to bring this to you. Mr. Willis, do you have your interlock device on your
Oh,
vehicle?
yeah. You want that?
Yeah, I'm done with you. Back there, see them. They want to check your interlock stuff. You're welcome. Anybody? Who would you like first?
Just some sites and just for, this is, for the DA's office.
Ms. Sykes. This is cause number CR 25-0056, State of Texas versus Cami Louise Sykes. Ms. Sykes, if you'll raise your right hand, I'm going to place you under oath. Ma'am, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand. All right, Ms. Sykes, I see that you have entered into a pretrial intervention contract with the DA's office to potentially resolve your case. Ms. Sykes, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Jonathan Manning. Are you pleased with Mr. Manning and the work that he's done for you thus far in this case?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about anything regarding this contract or your case before we go further? And Ms. Sykes, have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental condition?
Oh, more than anxiety.
Anxiety? Are you on medication for anxiety?
Yes.
Okay, do you feel like your anxiety in any way is affecting your ability to understand what we're doing in court? And I'm sorry, you have to say out loud so my court reporter can answer.
No.
Okay. All right, Mr. Manning, do you believe that Ms. Sykes is competent to enter into this pretrial intervention contract today?
I do, Judge.
And it appears that Ms. Sykes was originally indicted with a 2nd-degree felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. However, it appears that the pretrial intervention contract would be an agreement to reduce that charge to a terroristic threat of a family or household. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So does that mean that if Ms. Sykes is unsuccessful on the contract, that the resulting crime that would be prosecuted would be the lesser included terroristic threat?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it appears that the contract is for a period of 1 year. Mr. Manning, have you explained to Ms. Sykes some of the important rights that she would be giving up by entering into this agreement?
Yes, Judge, I've explained to her the waiver of speedy trial as well as a jury trial. I've also explained to her the limited waiver of expunction in her case, and she understands all of those as entering into that intentionally, knowingly, and voluntarily.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Sykes, just so I can hear from you, you understand that by entering into this contract today, you would be giving up your right to a jury trial at a later point should it be needed. You understand that?
Yes.
It means you wouldn't have the right to have a jury come in here and decide whether or not there was enough evidence to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
And you also understand that you'd be giving up your right to request a speedy trial and an expunction of all of your criminal records with regards to certain agencies here in Van Zandt County. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you understand, Ms. Sykes, once you give up these rights, those rights may not be restored to you later,
Yes.
and you can't change your mind later.
Yes.
All right, and Ms. Sykes, has anybody threatened you, forced you, or pressured you to either enter into this contract or give up any of these important rights? All right, the court will find that Ms. Sykes has entered into this agreement intentionally, knowingly, and voluntarily, which includes the waiver of her right to a jury trial, her right to a speedy trial, and her right to a complete expunction of her criminal records should she successfully complete the contract. Court approves the contract, places Ms. Sykes on the contract for a period of 1 year, finds that she has submitted her financial obligations as far as the $500 pretrial intervention program.
Judge, would we like to execute a reset for Ms. Sykes a year from now to follow up and dismiss the case when she's successful, or do you want?
No, the probation department will notify us of either successful or unsuccessful discharge.
Excellent.
Mr. Manning, you're appointed. Does this contract take into consideration the legal fees owed to Van Zandt County?
He does not, Judge. Ms. Sykes is on a fixed income and actually had to borrow money to pay for the $500 PTI fee. She has been paying her pretrial release fees, and I believe she has $100 credit towards that on there. However, it was not part of our agreement that the attorney's fees would be included. There is reimbursement for the probation department, but not for attorney's fees.
So she'll continue to pay that on pretrial release?
My understanding was that with this PTI, that the pretrial release supervision will be terminated and that supervision will be taken over by the probation department for the PTI.
So the probation will collect the legal fees? What you're telling me?
They're going to be collecting what's been prescribed in the PTI, which is the supervision fee of $60 a month.
I guess my concern is typically when we resolve a plea, there's a $500 judgment for legal fees, or the person accrues a balance or a credit of $500 by the time the case is disposed of. What I don't want to do is enter into a pretrial intervention contract. The DA's office get paid, probation get paid, and the county not get paid.
Understand, Judge. I believe that if we were to have a hearing on Ms. Sykes's ability to pay, I think the evidence would support that she is unable to repay, even though I know the court previously found her to have the ability to repay. Her financial situation has changed a little bit. Additionally, Judge, I will remain her attorney through the course of the PTI. And so if there was an unsuccessful discharge, I would still be required to represent her under that prior appointment.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just table that issue and we'll deal with it a little further down the road.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Sykes, the court has approved your contract. I'm gonna go ahead and turn you over to the probation department. You can come over here, meet with them, and they'll give you copies of the paperwork and give you more information. Who'd you like next?
Judge, if we can take up Mr. Pate's case.
Mr. Pate, come on up. This is cause number CR 25-83, State versus Eddie and Czar Pate. Mr. Pate was set for arraignment today in status of hiring an attorney. The court has reviewed his request for court appointed counsel, finds him to be indigent at this time for purposes of the Sixth Amendment. With reimbursement, I do believe Mr. Pate has the ability to reimburse for his legal fees to the county. But the court has appointed Honorable Jonathan Manning. Have you had an opportunity to go over the indictment, Mr. Pate?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Pate's name is spelled correctly. He understands the charge against him, as well as the range of punishment. Judge, I would note that the state informed me that, while the docket and the heading of the indictment show a first-degree felony, that they're only pursuing in the body of the indictment a second-degree felony. So, I've explained to him the range of Mr. Pate, the range of punishment for that is a 2-year, up to 20-year, TDCJ and up to a $10,000 fine. His plea is not guilty and request to be set for pretrial.
That's correct, Your Honor. It was a transcription error. I believe at one point, the allegation was a first degree felony. When we did the indictment, it transcribed as the first degree rather than the second degree as intended.
Okay. All right, court finds that Mr. Pate has waived the formal requirements of arraignment. Court does enter his plea of not guilty into the record. Court now sets this matter for pretrial hearing. You want to set this one in August, Mr.
Yes, Judge.
Court sets Mr. Pate then for pretrial August 14th.
Judge, may Mr. Pate be excused?
Yes, free to go. What does this say right here? Who's next, Mr. Payne?
Judge, next ready on Mr. McLeod.
Mr. McLeod, if you'll come forward. This is cause number CR 25-247, State of Texas versus Jordan Andrew. I'm sorry. Cause number CR 25-98, State of Texas versus Shane Albert McLeod. Court has found Mr. McLeod to be indigent with reimbursement. For purposes of the Sixth Amendment, has appointed Honorable Jonathan Manning. We're set for arraignment today. Go ahead, Mr.
Judge, Mr. McLeod's name is spelled correctly. He understands the charge against him as well as the range of punishment. At this time, he pleads not guilty and requests to be set on the pretrial docket.
All right, the court finds Mr. McLeod having waived the formal requirements of arraignment, sets this matter for pretrial on August 14th and enters his plea of not guilty into the record.
Mr. Cobby.
Mr. McLeod, have you met with the pretrial release officer, Judge?
No, sir.
Okay, so what I want you to do is once you get this yellow copy, come over here and see these officers. The court does have conditions of pretrial release, sometimes known as conditions of bond. Let's say you got these various orders, and if you don't comply with them, the court could revoke your bail, put you back in jail. No drugs, no alcohol, no new offenses, things of that nature. You have to report to a pretrial release officer and you have to pay for that. And because Mr. Manning has been appointed and is being paid by the county, I have found that you do have the financial ability to reimburse the county for his cost at a monthly rate, okay?
Yes, sir.
All that's gonna be contained in there. They'll give you more information about that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Step over here and see.
Judge, next ready on Mr. Brown, Charles Brown.
Mr. Brown. This is cause number CR 25-64-65, State versus Charles Timothy Brown. We are set for pretrial. Go ahead.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Brown apologizes for his tardiness. He was coming through Dallas and ran into some traffic with the weather. He did call and let the court know that he was running late as soon as he saw that his ETA was going to be off. Judge, we have no contested pretrial issues at this point in time. We have received an offer that I'm going to discuss with Mr. Brown today. We request to be set on docket call announcement.
All right, there being no pretrial motions, is July 10th okay, Mr.?
Yes, Judge.
Court sets Mr. Brown for docket call in each case July 10th at 9 a.m. Mr. Brown, also, I show that you're delinquent $20 on your pretrial fees. Pay that today?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want you to go across the street, pay that at the probation officer.
I have to.
And then also, you have to wear pants
Yes, sir.
Court.
Yes, sir.
every time you come to court.
Yes, sir.
Pants. Got it?
No problem.
Free to go. And actually, I think Ms. Burns would like to see Mr. Brown
Excellent.
before he goes.
If you will go with Ms. Burns, I'll be right there to talk to you. Mr. Brown.
Who's next, Mr. Manning?
I believe the last one I have is Ms. Prox. It's states and approach.
All right, this is cause number CR 24-220 and 221, State of Texas versus Gina Lynn Prox, set for pretrial. Any announcements, Mr. Manning?
Judge, we request to be set on the docket call announcement for August.
All right, no pretrial motions.
None of this time, Judge.
All right, court sets Ms. Prox for docket call August 14th at 9 a.m. I do show that Ms. Prox is delinquent $120. Can
I
you pay
have the
that?
money, but because of everything that went wrong this morning, I didn't make it over there to pay before I got over here. But as soon as I leave here, I'm gonna go
You can
pay.
pay it today?
Yeah.
All right, court will order you to pay that today then. All right, once she signs, Mr. Manning, she's free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, crap, right here.
Hey, hang on just a second. Did I believe that? Oh, I'm sorry. I received information on Mr. Wilcox. And if you'd like, I can make an announcement on that.
All right, this is cause number CR 25-57, State of Texas versus Colby Darnell Wilcox. I think the court's information is the same, that Mr. Wilcox was transferred to TDC from Henderson County, received 6 years on bail jumping and 2 years on unauthorized use of a motor vehicle.
Yes, Judge. I received that information as well. My one concern is that I note on his file that he was on a personal bond. I'd asked, I believe I'd asked previously for that bond to be revoked. I just want to make sure that that was the case.
I don't have the LGS pulled up, so
Okay.
I'll have to verify that later for you.
Thank you, Judge.
If not, if I haven't done that, you're asking for that to be done.
Yes, Judge.
Any requests by the state?
Your Honor, if the state could have some time to take a look at everything and get back with the court, whether or not we'll be requesting a bench warrant.
All right, let's reset Mr. Wilcox then for status of bench warrant. August 14th. What was the rate? Court also calls CR 25-103, State of Texas versus Junior Lee Spence. We show that he is in custody in Ector County Jail.
Judge, I apologize for interrupting, but Ms. Abraham was unable to confirm that he was in that jail. I was in contact with his attorney yesterday. So if I can get confirmation, I may have my counties mixed up, but I believe he was in custody. If it's not in Ector County, it may be.
All right, cause number CR 25-103, State versus Junior Lee Spence. Court finds that Mr. Spence is in custody in Johnson County. Court will reset this for arraignment and status of custody August 14th. At 9 a.m. Is that all you have, Mr. Manning?
Yes, Judge, maybe excuse that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Alford? All right, this is cause number CR 25-101, State of Texas versus Vincent Alford. Mr. Alford, you're set for arraignment today. Is I'm understanding that you have hired an attorney to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and who did you hire?
Mark, Steph, MARK,
ST what?
STERIFF.
ST. And did Mr. Steppard know about today's hearing?
Yes, sir, though, I have him, paid all my money and stuff. He gonna, when I go, get back, I talk to him or the Lord. He's
Okay.
gonna recommend me.
So you haven't paid him all of the money he's asked
Yes,
for?
yes, sir.
So he's probably, in the legal world, in the lawyer world, they tell you to pay an attorney, he's not your attorney until you pay
I know.
him or her what she's asking.
Yes, sir, I understand, yes,
So
sir.
how much longer do you need to actually hire an attorney?
Yes, sir. I got an attorney already.
No, you don't have an attorney.
Well, I'm just saying that he told me to come to the office, I get back and he gonna get everything, situated.
Right, but what I'm telling you is that he's not your attorney yet.
Yeah, I understand.
Because if you don't show up with money, guarantee you he ain't gonna be your lawyer.
I got the money, what I'm saying, I just have, I went over there, I'm gonna go back when, get everything straight with him.
When are you going back over there?
I'm going today. Today, yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Alford, I'm gonna reset you to July 10th. Okay,
Yes, sir, that's fine, yes, sir.
and so you get him, that's who you're gonna hire, you get him paid.
Yes, sir.
He'll
Yes,
file a letter of representation.
Yes, sir.
We'll send him notice, he'll know to be here. We're gonna sign it, notice of setting here,
Yes, sir.
and then you take a copy of that and give it to him,
Yes, sir.
July 10th.
That's what I said, yeah. See?
That's too far.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's like the state board.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're free to go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come over here and see the pretrial release officers. They're gonna have some information for you. Not believe any nice size call. Sanctions court. Mr. Rosser's the only one in the sanctions court, so we wouldn't be doing that anyway. All right, I believe that does conclude our morning docket. He's already got a one. Remember? Oh, he's sanctions. All right, that concludes the court's morning docket. We will stand in recess until